When you hear the word speed, there's one person who comes to mind first. It's not Ben Johnson, it's not Michael Johnson, it's not Carl Lewis. It's Usain Bolt, the fastest man alive, the fastest man who ever lived. And that legacy, or rather that identity, was first forged in the summer of 2008 when Bolt stole the show at the Beijing Olympics with a performance as monumental as it was electrifying. To be clear, even before he became an international superstar and one of the most decorated modern-day Olympians, Usain Bolt, a tall, skinny 20-something from a small town in Jamaica, was already the fastest man alive. Actually, he was the fastest man ever. Months before the 2008 Games got underway in Beijing, Bolt, whose prodigious sprinting talent was by then well known throughout Jamaica, the Caribbean, and the track and field world, participated in just his 5th professional 100-meter dash. The 100 meter is considered the definitive test of pure speed, but Bolt, with his comparatively oversized 6'5" frame, ostensibly had the wrong physical profile to excel at short distance. In fact, in his first ever trip to the Olympics in 2004, Bolt participated in only the 200 meter dash. Yet on a rain-soaked track in New York City, Bolt emphatically dispelled the notion that he wasn't built for the 100 meter. See, Bolt didn't just win that day, defeating then world champion Tyson Gay in the process. He established a new world record for the 100 meter dash, beating the previous best time by 2/100ths of a second and earning himself the title of fastest man in history. It was a mammoth accomplishment, totally out of the blue too, but Bolt was unfazed. His focus was firmly fixed on Beijing. As he told The Independent following his historic performance, "This world record doesn't mean a thing unless I get the Olympic gold medal." Although I should note that he really ought to have said medals. Because not long after his record-breaking performance, Bolt confirmed that he'd be competing in both the 200 meter and 100 meter events at the Olympics. And suddenly, for the first time in a while, track and field had a potential superstar on its hands. Not since Carl Lewis in 1984 had the Olympics seen a double sprint gold medalist, but Bolt, the new world record holder for the 100 meter and a silver medalist in the 200 meter at the 2007 World Championships, had a legitimate chance. And that possibility, that shot at history, transformed Bolt into one of the most compelling athletes at the 2008 Games. If Michael Phelps' pursuit of a record-breaking 8 gold medals was Exhibit A, Bolt's bid for track and field immortality was Exhibit B. In retrospect, frankly, it beggars belief that Time magazine slotted Bolt at number 12 in their top 100 Olympic athletes to watch rankings, behind both Gay and fellow Jamaican sprinter Asafa Powell. However, by the closing ceremonies, Bolt had not only upended those rankings, but had ascended to a level of superstardom virtually unprecedented for a runner. He didn't waste any time either. Bolt's first event at the 2008 Games, the 100 meter dash, would be one of his greatest ever triumphs. Because he straight up cruised to victory, demolishing the competition in an event he only started taking seriously months prior. In his first race, his qualifying heat, Bolt came in first place, earning a spot in the quarterfinals easy peasy. And he didn't just win his quarterfinal sprint, he turned in the fastest time of any runner in each of the 5 quarterfinal races. Then, in the semifinals, Bolt once again turned in the fastest time of any competitor, punching his ticket into the championship race, which, by the way, Gay did not. And with the gold medal up for grabs, Bolt turned in one of the most sensational, indelible performances in track and field history. Despite getting off to a relatively slow start, which was not uncommon for him, Bolt flew past the competition in the middle stages of the race, eventually taking a lead so big that he started showboating around the 80-meter mark. His official time? 9:69. He had broken his own world record for the 100 meter dash, and the world's fastest man now had a gold medal to show for it. Bolt then delivered his signature victory pose, an immediately iconic celly that would be imitated for years to come. And he'd get to unleash that celebration a few more times before heading home too. After capturing his first Olympic gold medal in his second best event, next up was Bolt's bread and butter, the 200 meter dash. The competition nearest to his heart, and the one that could thrust Bolt into the pantheon of track and field athletes. See, in the more than century-long history of the modern Olympic Games, only a half-dozen runners had won both the 100 meter and 200 meter at the same Games. That elite club included the likes of Lewis, Bobby Morrow, and Jesse Owens. Now, Bolt had an opportunity to put his name alongside theirs and distinguish himself as the preeminent runner of the 21st century. He didn't disappoint. Much like in his previous event, Bolt waltzed through the qualifying heat, then showed out in the quarters and semifinals, winning each of those 2 races to punch his ticket into the championship run. This time, however, with another gold medal and history on the line, Bolt vowed to hold off on the hot dogging and run hard through the finish line. And that meant trouble for the rest of the circuit. With immortality at stake, Bolt simply obliterated the competition, powering his way to not just a gold medal, but a new world record and the biggest margin of victory in the history of the event. No other runner crossed the finish line within a half second of Bolt. At 19.3 seconds, Bolt's time shattered the previous high-water mark established by track and field legend Michael Johnson at the '96 Games in Atlanta. So not only had Bolt thrust himself into that exclusive club of double sprint gold medalists, but he had become the first to win the 100-meter and 200-meter events while also establishing new world records in both. It was, quite simply, unprecedented. And just for good measure, after establishing himself as one of the foremost Olympians of the 21st century, Bolt added another gold medal to his trophy case. Not long after winning the 200-meter, Bolt helped Team Jamaica set a new world record in the 4x100-meter relay. Years later, however, they were stripped of that gold medal after one of their team members tested positive for a banned substance. Regardless though, Bolt's showing in Beijing was nothing short of astonishing. His dominance was so thorough, so convincing, that it turned him, a sprinter, into not just a household name, but a modern-day sporting icon. And he'd only fortify that greatness in the years that followed, repeating as double sprint champion at both the 2012 Games in London and the 2016 Games in Rio. It goes without saying that no other runner had done that before. Ultimately, by the time he retired in 2017, Bolt had 8 gold medals to his name, more than all but 5 other athletes in the history of the Games. Furthermore, Bolt had also bested his own world records for the 100-meter and 200-meter dash that he had established in Beijing in 2008. At the outset of the 2024 Games in Paris, Bolt remained the world record holder for both events. And while someone will likely come around one day and dethrone Bolt, his legacy and his singular place in track and field history is secure. His name will forever be synonymous with excellence, with dominance, because that's what he did without fail from the moment he arrived in Beijing in 2008. Thanks for watching. If you like this video and want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button.